Here is a song that I wrote for Bethel's Centennial. I hope you enjoy. It happened here in Harrisburg 100 years from now. A faction was a-forming at a synagogue uptown. They hatched a new idea that some thought they could sell. The shul would be an octagon and its name would be Bethel. There already were temples, Orthodox and Reform, but to these current standards, one group could not conform. The Brenner family leaders once more would take the helm. The shul would be conservative and its name would be Bethel. It was the 1920s, there just had been a war, and though they didn't know it, there soon would be one more. The Jewish refugees landing at this citadel would seek out a new temple, and they just might find Bethel. They brought in Rabbi Geffen to start the shul off well, followed by Rabbi Burnstein and then by Rabbi Gelb, and finally Rabbi McGill. With him they all would gel. There was order and decorum in the hallways of Bethel. The temple grew like gangbusters. Folks came from round the town to see the sanctuary and the rabbis of renown. With all the word of mouth, the crowds began to swell to sit inside that octagon under the name Bethel. Now by the Susquehanna, those waters you can't trust. Though it may look real shallow, insurance is a must. For back in 72, the Berg became a well. The whole city was flooded, including poor Bethel. The Jews in Harrisburg went seeking higher ground. They gathered on one road whose name was Linville's town. They built the Blue Ridge Club where fancy Jews could dwell, but they still went for services to pray at old Bethel. They built a new extension, it was a big to-do, a grand old social hall and a catering kitchen too. They boasted the best kiddush in heaven or in hell, so everyone came down to Fress and party at Bethel. Upon that wooden bema, so many joyous times, weddings and bar mitzvahs with folks dressed to the nines. Yes, each new generation could make their parents quell. Beneath the vaulted octagon, they danced at old Bethel. Many well-known rabbis presided o'er these pews. Wolpe, Wolfsburg, Citron, to name only a few. Our folks could say they knew back then these rabbis would do well, because they got their start right here at old Bethel. Back in 1926, a cornerstone was laid, and for the Jews of Harrisburg a special place was made. And it's still going on today, as far as I can tell. On Front Street there's an octagon, and its name is still Bethel. And its name is still Bethel.